Guys, we're back out here at Onan today, harvesting some more barley, and yeah, it's going good. We're getting it done. Dad's brought the truck out. He's just waiting for us to harvest enough so we can take it home. Yeah, the end of harvest is approaching. Alright, the path I've been looking for, the last one. You can see the yield map there. It's very interesting to see how even the paddock is really. There's not a lot of variation. Those red marks through here are sand hills. Through there is a sand hill. Up here is a sand hill. But these ones through there, around there, over here, they are all actually heavy clay flats that just did not grow this year. Yeah, it's very interesting. Very interesting, I think. But yeah, the yield map on the Aglater screen is a great way of seeing it. Here we go. Another paddock done. There we go. Another one done. Alright, so we changed paddocks now. We're on to the sheepyard paddock here now. And you will have followed, if you're a long time watcher, you might have followed my clay spreading series from clay spreading a paddock, mixing it in, delving it, the whole lot, sowing it right through to now. We're harvesting it. And you might be able to see these lines up and down the paddock. Those are the delve marks where we did the deep ripping. And yeah, it's showing up, but unfortunately,
pretty average, it's going 0.3 tons to the hectare right now.
Unfortunately,
that's no good.
Unfortunately,
my map is red and orange, which means.
So there's been no radio chatter all day until I try to start filming a YouTube video, and then there it is. Anyway, what I was saying is, unfortunately, we had a really dry pinch in the end of July and August and September. We didn't get much rain at all, and it really stunted the barley. But also, there was no subsoil moisture. We had no summer rain last year, which meant that there was no moisture down deep for the plants to get to. So once the top dried out, because we spread all this clay on, the moisture gets stuck in the top however far we've mixed it in, so this far. And then when that top bit dried out, there was no moisture underneath for the plants, unfortunately. So they just fizzled out, and there's just no grain there. Or like it's doing 0.6 or very low anyway. Yeah, oh, there's a rock. Missed it. Yeah, so we also have more of a weed issue than what we thought. In here, we sowed the crop dry so that it was in nice and early to give it the best opportunity it could have, which also meant we couldn't get as good a control on our weeds as we would have liked. So the weeds have overrun it as well, and yeah, just hasn't turned out great. But anyway, the thing with clay spread dirt that we have found is progressively over the next 5, 6 or 7 years, this paddock will get better and better as the clay breaks down into the soil more, as it gets mixed in more, as we put it into a no-till rotation, it will become better and better soil. So it's not a complete write-off, but it's not great right now. You'll be able to see here I've gone up and back and up and back, and it's all red with a little bit of orange, so that means it's between oranges, I think, I can show you. Orange is over 1.2 tonne and red is under 1.2 tonne. So yeah, there is not much there at all. So our plan now is we're going to, at the end of this run, pull out, and we're not going to harvest it because there's nothing there. It'll cost us more in fuel, and we're just harvesting weed seeds basically, which is not good. We're going to put our sheep into here. They're going to graze on the grain that is here. We'll get quite a lot of benefit out of it because our sheep will be able to stay in here for quite a while. And it will bring them into some really good condition now that they're joined. So yeah, it's a disappointing result as far as grain harvest goes, but it will be good for the sheep. And yeah, we'll just try again next year and see what we can do, see if it turns out any differently. Alright, so that's it for the barley harvest for this year. Ended pretty quickly when we found out there was no grain out there. Anyway, now we're going to take the front off, put it on the trailer, and then hook the trailer behind the header.
As the leaves start falling down and the shadows above our town, I can finally see you now. I see the fear inside your eyes, I see the pain hidden in your smile. I can finally see you now.
Alright, we got it all hooked up, but we won't be going home today. It's getting a bit late in the day, and by the time we get home it will be dark, which is not good. And seeing as though we're in no rush, we're just going to do it tomorrow. Alright guys, so we came back out to Onan this morning and we picked up the header and the chaser bin and a field bin, and we're on the road back to Mum and Dad's. Alright, we've made it about halfway now. We're just hopping out for a look around, make sure everything's still going alright.
I see the fear inside your eyes, I see the pain hidden in your smile. I can finally see you now. Oh, we radiate all over the world. We used to radiate, but now we're drowning. As
We made it home, guys. Back from out north. Wasn't without almost having a casualty though. Don't know if you can see that, but that tyre is toast. Like, full on toast. I'm surprised it's still holding air. Alright guys, you might remember at the start of seeding, way back when, the first paddock we sowed was this one right here, to rye. And funny enough, it's the last one that we're harvesting. Now there's not a lot here, only 800 or so kilos per hectare. Now it's gone up to 900. Anyway, there's not a lot here. It's just very, very tall. We're just cutting it down so we can drive around in it a bit more safer, a bit more safely, so there's not as much fire risk. And yeah, we're getting ourselves a bit of seed too. Alright, so we got finished that last paddock, or just called it enough, and we're on to this next paddock. And as you can see by our map, we're making a maze. No, not really. It's just not yielding very well, and we're just driving around. I'm just pointing the header for some better yielding looking bits. I didn't choose a very good way to go here because it's very thin. And pretty much we're just making some tracks for the sheep to walk along, and some tracks that we can drive around on, so that it's not quite so risky with starting a fire with the ute. Over that drum. Alright, so the harvest is done. We're all finished for another year. We just parked it up. We're going to knock off for tonight, and tomorrow we're going to blow it all down and pack it away in the shed. Alright, we're back again this morning, and now we start the task of blowing it all down, getting all the dust off of it so that it's clean while it's sitting in the shed.
Like the attention, girl, I know you. But you're everything I want in life. We're fighting danger like Kung Fu. The love I feel is deep inside. The others don't matter. It's honestly us against the world. We're the perfect team. You're my dream, but I just want it. Can't get to myself. Can't get to myself. Can't get to myself. To myself. Can't get to myself. Can't get to myself. Can't get to myself. To myself. Can't get to myself. Can't get to myself. To myself. Can't get to myself. Can't get to myself. Can't get to myself. Oh baby, if you ever need a helper, hey, you should know that I'll be there day and night. Nobody else can love you better. I'm here just to treat you right. You're the reason I'm alive. You're the only pain I can endure. And when you're not here, you're my dream, but I just want it.
Alright guys, it's in the shed. We finished blowing it down. We gave it a bit of a wash, cleaned out the cabin, brought it up to my place and stuck it in the shed. Harvest is done for another year. We're finished before Christmas, although you'll probably be seeing this after New Year's, really. I've got pretty behind in my videos, unfortunately, but that's alright, you'll see them eventually. Yeah, it's been a great year. We've had a great run with the machine and with the weather. But yeah, thanks for watching along, and we'll see you shortly when we get on to some more not harvest content.